What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I got another video in our 2022 NBA Draft preview series. Today we're going to be talking about Colorado State's David Roddy. He's one of the more intriguing prospects in this year's draft class. It should be a good breakdown. Make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So just a quick intro on David Roddy. David Roddy is a 6'5", 255-pound forward out of Colorado State. David is originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where he was a dual sport athlete in high school. He had the ability to play either college football or basketball in college and decided to stick with basketball. And at Colorado State, he was able to become one of the best players in college basketball this last year, and may have been the best player at the mid-major level in college basketball. And so it turned out to be a great decision for David to stick with basketball. He's turned himself into a potential first-round draft pick in this year's draft, and he's just overall one of the more unique prospects in this year's draft who I think can be a very impactful player at the NBA level someday. So David Roddy has a number of strengths that make him a potential first-round draft pick in this year's 2022 NBA draft. I think the biggest strength that David Roddy has, and I think it's the first thing that really stands out when you watch him play, is simply the energy and effort this guy plays with. He's got a fantastic motor, he plays hard, and he makes up for the fact that he's a little limited in being only 6'5", but he's able to make up for that height. And I think he plays a lot bigger than 6'5" with his motor. The guy just simply plays a lot harder than his competition. He always seems to be putting himself in a position, whether it's putting himself under the basket and pinning guys and being able to grab offensive rebounds, or defensively rotating, blocking shots, taking charges, all that. He seems to just play hard, and he seems to get every 50-50 ball. It seems to be an 80-20 ball for him. And so that's the big thing for me that stands out with David, is just simply that motor and how hard he plays with. And he may only be 6'5", but like I said, I think he plays a lot bigger than 6'5", just due to that effort alone. Now, you're not just going to go in the first round of the NBA draft due to how hard you play. There's still a lot of guys that play hard that can do that and give effort. You have to have some skills to bring to the table, and that's what David does. I think one thing that stands out with just his career at Colorado State is how he's been able to get better every year and improve on what he was. I think the big thing that stands out there is his ability to shoot the ball. He started his career at Colorado State as a poor three-point shooter, shooting under 30%. And this last year, he was able to shoot almost 44% from three. And so that's something that he's definitely going to need to be able to do at the NBA level, is become a great catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, as he just simply won't get the touches he got at Colorado State in the paint. He's going to be someone who is setting a lot of screens, picking and popping, and spotting up, I think, kind of in the corners a little bit more. And if he can become a 40% three-point shooter at the NBA level, I think he could have a long and very successful career at the NBA level. Some other things that David is able to bring to the table are that he's a great rebounder. He rebounds the ball at a high level. Sophomore year at Colorado State, almost averaged 10 rebounds a game. This last year that dipped a little bit, but not concerned about that. I think he can rebound at a very high level in the NBA, and I think he can be a valuable piece there. He's also a very good defender, and I think someone who has a little bit of switchability at the NBA level with 4s and 3s. He's got decent foot speed defensively. He's able to use his body really well. He can match up with more physical players, maybe some of the quicker guys in the league he could struggle with, but just able to use that 6'5", 255-pound frame and just kind of be a presence out there and make guys feel you and make things tough on guys. I think he could be a PJ Tucker type guy, or that type of defender where he's maybe not the quickest of foot, but you feel him and you feel his presence, and he just makes things difficult for guys that can score the ball. And I think kind of the wild card with David is his playmaking ability. Now, he's not a great ball handler, but I think he could be someone who could be put in a lot of situations where he may be in that short roll situation where he sets a screen, gets it off the guard getting doubled, and he's got kind of that 4-on-3 situation you see at the NBA level a lot. I think he could be in that spot a lot, making that decision. And if he's able to become an elite playmaker from there, then I think he has a pretty high ceiling. You could see him in a potentially a Draymond Green type role. Now, will he be as good as Draymond and an all-star, an all-NBA, all-defensive type guy? I'm not sure, but I could see him in that type of role where he's playing that short role, he's making decisions in that 4-on-3 situation, and he just kind of plays his game off of that. And so I think that's the wild card for him. Right now, he's a decent playmaker. He got better at it at Colorado State, but I don't think he's in that elite level where Draymond Green was getting triple doubles at the college level. And so I think that's a wild card for him. If he's able to improve on that, then I really like David. If it's just kind of mediocre, then I think he's a role player type guy at the NBA level. As far as weaknesses go for David, I think the biggest thing and the most kind of obvious with him is his lack of height. Being only 6'5", I think it limits him kind of offensively and defensively in what he can do in terms of versatility and playing multiple positions. I think another thing that's really going to hurt him defensively is that he just doesn't have elite foot speed. He's not the quickest guy out there, and I think he can get exposed or burned pretty easily by a lot of the guards at the NBA level. I think he's just going to struggle to keep up with them. And then something that I would be a little bit concerned about, I know I talked about his three-point shooting 44% from three, but he only shot 69% from the free throw line his last year, which normally that free throw percentage can be a little bit of an indicator of how they're going to do at the NBA level in terms of shooting, and that low free throw percentage would concern me a bit, as like I said, he made quite a big jump from freshman to junior season in terms of three-point shooting. And so is that consistent? Can he really be that type of shooter, or is it kind of an anomaly and he's going to kind of revert back to maybe the lower 30s type? That's going to be a question mark for him, I believe. Overall, I think that David is a very intriguing prospect. I think he's someone who could be an elite type role player at the NBA level if that three-point shooting stays up. He offers a good amount of versatility offensively with just kind of the role I think he can play in that short roll situation and be someone who can be a little bit of a playmaker at that small ball 4 spot, can shoot the 3 ball well. If he's able to do that, I think he can be a very good role player at the NBA level. If that three-point shot kind of fades or isn't as close to maybe 40% as you would like it to be, then I could see him maybe struggling at the NBA level just due to the lack of athleticism and size and foot speed. And so it'd be interesting to see how David does at the NBA level. It'd be interesting to see where he goes. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later.